Essence team up, the Instinct team up, giving cooldown reduction to the Winter Soldier in these fights means that they are so hard to deal with.
Yeah, because you're constantly getting overhealth too.
Jay3 is Hey! Who was that?
Essence team up, the
Who was
Instinct
that?
team up, giving cooldown reduction to the Winter Soldier in these fights means that they are so hard to deal
Hey!
with.
She's laughing! What the fuck is that? Is that Hales? What the fuck? No, go back. No.
In these fights means that they are so hard to deal with.
No. There is no way. Security!
You're constantly getting overhealth too. You just trade
Where's the security?
So very, very strong pick. I mean, it's kind of nice, but
Defense as one character who literally has not seen play. Mantis just will not be let through.
No. I want that guy kicked out.
Which is like 3 of Strategist's backline is very strong, and that's why you see the first save for Team Liquid CITADEL worked really well for Speedery, and we haven't even talked about.
I'm telling Cozy to find that person and kick him out.
Speedery is going to be a matchup to look out for.
Jerky coming in as originally as a sort of. He was doing a little bit of streaming. He was doing some sort of DPS Jeff way back in the day. Got picked up by an Ignite team and started moving over to the Psylocke. And he called himself at one point a Psylocke one trick and really had some top stats at those grand finals, but has massively widened that hero pool in order to move over to that flex duelist role.
You can see TLC here talking about that Penny comp. That is their prio. They're going to keep the Ultron in Penny, making sure that does not get banned out. Navi, however, are ensuring they don't have that res. Goodbye there to Adam Warlock. Likely going to probably save a Storm pick from Navi, I would assume. I think that makes sense because that's what they've been running. I think that's
exactly what they do.
Yeah, Jerky's just so good. Yeah.
But we also see on the other side, Team Liquid CITADEL, because the Storm was saved, the Rocket is going to get banned. The BRB beacon is so good.
Yes.
Cosmic Amplifier damage. I mean, the survivability we saw from Fate could not be unmatched.
And there's also the fact that the Rocket would buff that Punisher if they went for the Storm Punisher together to just get the maximum damage output. One word answer, Ship, who do you have?
TLC.
American bias for sure, or Vod, do you agree?
I'm going Navi.
Nah.
Definitely not biased, definitely based. Let's head over to our casters who will definitely not be biased, but will be based.
Nah.
It's leg day
Chat.
in Rhine Central.
If I forgot any tags,
like
post them in that tag.
We do that, but we both live and reside in the US.
I'm pretty sure I got them all. I got the
Fence
president,
Citizens
I got
good
FTI, I don't know who else I needed to get.
As a neutral, no matter where you are in the world, if this wasn't the matchup that you wanted to see at an international event when this year started, you haven't been paying attention. These are the perfect 2 teams to go into.
Oh, I forgot to tag LeBron. Can someone tag LeBron for me? And the CIA?
Of
Yo,
EMEA
guys, can you
and
guys get that for me?
We stand close to the summit, Ryan, but each step upwards will be hard fought for by these teams. And Los Angeles is raring to go to see who
guys, let's get this.
will be making it to the grand finals first out of EMEA.
Let's get it. Come on, Team Liquid CITADEL. Let's get it.
26-0. Team Liquid CITADEL don't lose on domination. Navi want to break a few of those streaks themselves, going up against that Ultron Penny composition. A lot of teams are being afraid to even play themselves. Navi need to find an answer, and they're gone with the Storm.
Yeah, Terra not going for the usual Punisher duo for the Storm here. Instead, opting in for the Elsa Bloodstone with that trap to make sure that any forays into the back line are going to be slowed down by the big trap already. Liquid CITADEL making forward moves. They've forced out level 1 Crush Regeneration domains, but have they overextended? It would appear that Team Liquid CITADEL still have plenty of resources as both teams break from the high ground and make a mad dash towards the objective. Polly could be isolated here. Everyone looking towards that Vanguard. They managed to pick up the early frag, and now Team Liquid CITADEL have to play from behind.
Yeah, it's just that one player with the setup. Speedily is just trying to see if he can keep his team going and alive, but Jerky finds that pick out to Cooper, so that's another strategist down into the fray. Liquid looking to back up and give this one up eventually, so Navi take the point first.
Navi said, I want the traitors head first, and the rest will come with time. Now playing from his defensive area, Jerky's going to be able to do so much poke on the entry.
I mean, one of the big sort of weaknesses with Triple Strategist is just making sure that your duelist energy on his own in this case is able to do as much damage as possible to get eliminations. But Emma Frost has really started to shine in this meta too in the hands of Veswa. And Polly, obviously, Penny with that team up with Black Panther is able to just outcharge a lot of damage and make sure that the Ultron setup enhanced.
Our Fate's going to be one of the first ultimates that's going to be available in this fight here. Cooper's already been taken down.
No, bro.
Oh, the Master of Magnetism was brought up by the desk, and his reign of terror only keeps getting
We need to nerf that
brutal.
sword. I mean, to be honest with you, chat, we're going to need to nerf that sword. That sword's just
staggering themselves. They can't fully reset because Navi are just not allowing them to.
Terra Going to be escorted out here by the Vanguards, almost as the Apex Predator. Good to go, but Energy's been matching pace when it comes to generating this.
It's also
you have to nerf the cooldown, chat. Being able to use that sword every like 12 seconds, that's disgusting.
Life has been fairly easy so far, both having their ultimates. The strategists are set up in play. Liquid Citadel need to make the first move.
60% already gained.
Oh, it's an 8-second cooldown? No, chat, nerf that.
So much damage. Fate pulls them in and pushes them out. The invisible boundary was deployed there by NAVI to survive the initial onslaught, but now Team Liquid Citadel have to make a decision. With only 5 players, are we going to try and commit to this fight? It would appear that Cooper says yes. Jerk has already been taken down. Energy grabbed that one with the trap. But have one Crook for a second. The reinforcing invisible boundary. Out goes the Glartrog to isolates Rajaro, but there's plenty of healing for him on the other side. And Trust is going to get rid of the pressure. An exchange here of the psionic attempts at charming. And as Terra's found...
Nice, Raid boss down. Raid boss down.
To the fray. The reinforcements here, but so too is the Mega Hurricane. It moves through the back lines of Liquid Citadel, but Cooper stands tall against the weather.
Nice, Cooper, come on.
It seems that Liquid Citadel are going to be able to flip the point, but it's
come on, Liquid.
For NAVI, willing to sort of give it up. They're not going to go for like a portal play yet. They have that window, a chance to build up ultimates and go for this fight again afterwards.
Lots of ultimates expended, though, from the side of Liquid Citadel. Only Spider time remains. It's not the most impactful of ults, Ryan.
I mean, it's 4 ultimates that got used there. Sonic Seduction, Apex Predator, and the Strategist ultimates. Cooper wanted to go, and they were a player down. Polly has found himself like the first elimination against Team Liquid Citadel consistently. And even though Penny is pretty mobile, it's nothing when you got NAVI just...
Why are they using Elsa instead of Bucky? Elsa is very, very good, especially with her... oh, no. Especially with her trap. It's like a 3-second stun. You just shred them.
Back alongside Cooper. All of the strategists huddle for warmth and safety, and the Spider time will make them all the more hiding in the face of danger. That's going to be what...
Oh, good grab, though.
Unbelievable stuff coming through from the Vanguard of Liquid Citadel, but unfortunately, they've already started running out of time. Energy's had to return, utilizing the Doctor Strange pentagram of Ferala, but Na'Vi are back in control, and overtime is in their favor.
Yeah, I think this is...
Vanguards as it's Energy that has to switch, but they're not even given an opportunity to try.
As you can see, this is why Elsa's being played. I think Elsa is one of the strongest DPS. Actually, no, she is the strongest DPS right now. Also, what was the record, chat? NAVI is, what, 26-0 on domination? They haven't lost a single domination?
Do they pivot?
It just felt like so much of that, they were just struggling to get like an honest fight in the end. Players were just taken off one at a time, and in those cases, Team Liquid
I'm banning Bilbo from my chat.
Enough, okay, we lost the play, we need to disengage. And Navi's like, you're not going anywhere, Sunshine. Like, we're just going to sort of follow and hunt you down. That pressure is just endless. And Speedily is just
is Team Liquid Citadel never lost? Oh, man. Chat.
For the protect on the Ultron first and then the Penny. Moving away from that feels like you're just moving away from the draft, the game plan, so it has to be
maybe Team Liquid Citadel has been undefeated because they haven't played a EMEA team yet. Let me see the bracket real quick. They played Swamp Gaming, that's NA.
But so far,
no, Liquid Citadel, 2-1 to Rad.
Look over at level 1 Crook, 11k healing already. Was our mid-season finals MVP last year for their Loki play, and Loki is back in vogue.
As a reminder,
yeah, I think they probably won the domination, though.
I've spent the whole year dominating on domination. Looking incredibly strong when it comes to
remember this,
but Na'Vi had
I think this it's not a lot of them. This is Liquid's first land as a team.
Trophy cabinet for EMEA, but they're hoping
but this is not a lot of their first lands.
Great opening here, but look at this. Rajaro has their bubble burst. Unbelievable amounts of damage pouring out of Speedily, and it would appear that Rajaro was unprepared for how quickly that Meteor Realm would be overwhelmed by Ultron's power.
Just hasn't really amounted to much. You might want to use it in tandem with something else, but Invisible Boundaries could be used from level 1 Croak, trying to get control of the point, but Jerky shot out for the sky from Polly.
They got too aggressive, couldn't get inside of the Invisible Boundary, and Cooper now sees the opening to bring everyone forward. Raging Royal Flush, and the knockbacks here. They are going to be
nice. Let's go, NA.
Liquid Citadel use their resources perfectly.
And take
nice.
First on the second point.
I'm sweating here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating.
Really the dedication of that Invisible Boundary, the mischief managed, I suppose, for Loki as the copy came through, but everything else just trying to build up as much as they possibly could. Liquid Citadel now with this composition having a better time to maybe hold on to the objective, and staggering out Jerky means they have a bit more time to work with.
Yeah, Jerky's getting continuously grounded by these tainted voltages. Energy's sitting at full instinct as well, meaning that it barely has a cooldown. A good parry for Barnet Cook coming in from Rajaro to at least not feed over more frags.
You've already built up the invisible boundary, but getting Cooper to another royal flush as quick as possible would be nice. You don't want to get too close, though, in the end with some of these engagements. A Mega Hurricane is on the horizon, and the forecast for the first time.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh!
Terra unnoted, cooking.
Oh, he lived! He lived! Get him, Vest! Get him! Nice! Nice job, Vest! He took out the raid boss, chat. He took out the raid boss.
He's going to try and use the shutdown. Veswar's role is going to be matched here by Nero, so plenty of feeling for both of our teams, but it's far away from the objective, and as this happens, Team Liquid Citadel are accruing percentage.
Look at Polly, he's sort of on his own little fight there, trying to go in for the flanks, but it's still a stall out. Trust me, gets taken out with all of the ultimates traded.
Nice, clean it up, chat. Clean it up, clean it up.
Citadel, certainly the strategist, a raid of Ultron in hand. Don't think they need it.
Yeah, clean it up, clean it up.
Yeah, Joker's having so much trouble here going up against the Winter Soldier. Great counter for those.
Oh, that's actually a very unique spot. I've never seen that before from a Penny.
I mean, I think it was the Sign of Seduction that came out of Trust Me first, but it was a good invisible boundary.
I want to see if that gets a kill.
Put on exactly where the Emma Frost was. If people pulled into it, they were going to survive, but Rage of Ultron now dedicated.
Yeah, Rage of Ultron already used. Means it's not going to be able to be used to get rid of all of Jerky's over health, but Jerky's just going to disengage, move towards the portal. It's flipping of the map here from Navi. But Energy's already lying in wait. Gets Jerky once again.
Oh, yes.
Follow-up Spider Time declared. And
oh,
it's feeling like
yes.
a good time right now for Liquid Citadel. Navi try and pile into the invisible boundary, but Terra's not going to be able to make it in level 1. Crook's already fallen incredibly low. Jerky only just started respawning. And now you've got to ask, is it time to
yes.
back, or do you give this one up and go over to the last map of Krakoa?
Yes.
As the frag
yes.
fill with red.
26-0. Let's make that 27. Come on. Bring it home. NA's last hope. Bring it home.
There wasn't really a good opportunity in order to do it. But the fact that Team Liquid Citadel win that and they have a royal flush just in the back pocket ready to go for Cooper is a really good sign for them. Clearly,
damn, that was 100-0 as well, by the way. I mean, both teams. I think both teams almost did that.
Any eliminations when people can get set up in position. Certainly, Polly. I think he was eliminated once. Once we did actually see Team Liquid Citadel taking Cradle, it's just hard for now.
It's a pretty even matchup, though. Wow. Look at the storm.
Looked a little bit
more
more
pretty
subtle,
even matchup, chat.
It was a light sleet on the roads, I suppose, but no changes for composition so far at the very least.
So, I think we've been on the worst map for Penny, and the best map for Penny on Krakoa, and now the mid-map for Penny. Question is, will Polly be able to...
Hey, J3, I heard someone in the crowd confirmed you are bald. Is that true? Mods, you can take that guy and ban him. Thank you. Ban the guy that's also in the crowd that's saying I'm bald. Thanks.
When it comes to Polly, sort of known for his Captain America, but the mechanics are incredibly set. It's where these first engagements are going to exactly come from in the end. It seems that the plan for Team Liquid Citadel is to flank all the way around to the objective, take this little high ground, basically set up stall with as much of the Penny utility as you can.
Yeah, just creating a safety net for your backline as well, because of course those cyber webs, new heal and speed boost. Any of your allies who find themselves on top of them. And Cooper has the Raging Royal Flush here, which could be everything that TLC need for their first fight.
And they've already sort of bullied off a lot of space, actually set up a very aggressive hold, just a bit of a fortress now for Navi to break, and the Royal Flush is going to send them right into the back line of Navi.
The persistence go time, and Energy's inclined to agree, but does disengage, they get shut down by Jerky.
No,
Energy's found onto the primary counter, but Rajaro can't get anything off the back of the Meteor M, and now maybe a little bit touch too far forward. Team Liquid Citadel are cut in two, and Veswar can't receive.
Nah, bro, they
healing,
needed to win that fight, man.
Have battened down the hatches and found their opening.
And that was Liquid taking the point first, right? They only got to single digits of 8%. It's going to be matched now. But Liquid Citadel, you had the Royal Flush, you got Energy.
That was not a J3 ult, Chad. If I was ulting as Bucky, you would hear 17 agains.
So the fact that Jerky was able to get that pick was key to making sure that Navi could turn that fight. Not off of an ultimate, just off one of the best flex players in the world.
His flexibility has been such a key towards Navi's success recently. Veswar wants to open. Speedler's going to make sure that anyone who's grabbed by this ultimate is going to be blasted down too sweet by the Rage of Ultron, but Fate answers both of those with a singular, and Polly's found on the off angle again. This is the same problem that they had on the Quiet Council zone, but traded out for Rajaro. Whoever extended a touch was pulled in by Nero. Great flex play around the outside, and Energy's looking for their opening. Spots Terra, might be calling up an Apex Predator to come in from the other side. Still level 1 Crook, feels the pressure, knows that it's time to use the invisible boundary, but Team Liquid Citadel aren't really committed to this.
Yeah, they just have to hold on to the point. So the copies come over. Navi now have a window where no strategist ultimates are going to be able to keep
nice. Come on, Liquid. They have no support ults, guys. They have no support ults. You win this. Oh, no. They're going to kill him.
Focus fire into the wall and down for Trade.
What a grab.
Trust me, in Jerky
What a
combined
grab by
to get
Trust
rid
Me,
of the
and also a
strategist
combo
ultimate.
with
Still Team Liquid
the
Citadel,
Storm
plenty
ult to
of
kill the
talent
person
on
through
field
the
as level 1
ult.
Crook falls
Wow.
on down, and Terra begins to work around the margins. Na'Vi are in control, but Team Liquid Citadel threatening a flip here. You've got to get on top of energy, get rid of the primary threat. Trust Me's already been taken down. Rotterstern on one side, and a Monster Piercer on the other. Just a quick flip away there from Terra. Can get healed up inside of a spawn room, as well as the reinforcement came through from Jerky. And you can see that Penny is stuck up on the outside of that portal, making it so perilous to try and disembark.
Liquid have been winning this fight for the last 30 seconds, but Navi have just had a toe on the objective.
Oh, the portal's gonna close. The portal's gonna close. Get back through. Get back through. Get back through. Oh my God.
95%. It means that Navi don't have the potential final fight.
Oh my God. Imagine if they got dropped out there. Oh my God.
The right focus as
Oh
well.
my
The
God.
dive that went in onto level 1 Crook, but it's the fact that Navi go, okay, we're losing this fight. We need to
Oh
spread out,
my
isolate
God, that
one
was
step
so
at a time,
close.
Just keep the stall going, but now they need to find an opening.
Energy needs to be the hero for the Americas here. Has the most impactful ultimate, the Kraken impact to try and keep Na'Vi at bay. On the other side, Rajaro ready to take to the skies with the Meteor M.
Poly, Spider Sweepers would be a great way to just make it hard for Na'Vi to set up with these ultimates to go in for the fight. It's going to be the sign of seduction from Beswar to start. Meteor M to counter.
Spider Sweeper begins, Rajaro takes to the sky, once Poly will find Poly!
Nice.
Cooper's taken down on the other side. Energy thinks
Come
it's
on,
winnable.
Energy.
One
Come on,
reset
Energy.
into the next,
Come on,
into
Energy.
the next level 1 Crook has another clone set up until the doppelgangers will provide
Oh,
more
I mean,
energy.
he-
But all they can do is flee away into the loving arms of Speedily. They
I
need
would have
the
went for the
healing, they need
reset,
the
but that's
drone.
just me.
Na'Vi flip the
But he
point
played
in
his
their
life.
favor.
Probably the correct call.
Contested, but Terra's right there, going up against his former region, saying, nah, mate, I left for a reason. Terra brings them in with the Apex Predator. Nero has an invisible boundary and will have to step there by themselves, but Fate shuts it down, and Na'Vi take the map off Liquid Citadel.
The domination.
What insane casting, by the way. I don't know if you guys hear Leg Day, but Leg Day is going off on the casting, chat. 26 and 1.
It's the fact that Poly went for the portal play.
26 and 1.
Off of the objective, and an MVP from the Magneto, the one-sided Magneto, that Navi wanted to put that pressure on with Rajaro, and he was an underrated performance of Grand
Leg Day is
Finals.
such a great
Obviously,
caster,
the
especially
MVP
towards the
going
end
off
of the
spark
game when
with
everything's going on.
King's
His hype
but
and
showing
his
that that
calm,
front
his
line is
comms are
ready and waiting
amazing.
to take the crown and keep the crown for mid-season finals.
Looking at our stats here, Jerky walking away with the most final blows. Most of them being on that Storm. The great focus fire from Trust Me and Jerky to dive into Nero's invisible boundary in the midst of those fights as well. Use the Carbon Crush, use the Omega Hurricane, kick them into the wall. Too much burst damage to sustain through a singular strategist. Oh, it was fantastic target focus and shows just why Na'Vi are probably the favorite team here.
Especially with that kind of performance, Team Liquid Citadel going for what a lot of people are talking about, like scrims. It's pretty much prevalent. It has been. We talk about that now because the majority of teams who were scrimming sat in the audience. So this has been their lives when it comes to like trying to make this composition work, seeing if there's any counters to it. And the answer for Storm is a pretty good one when it comes to some of the Convoy and Convergence maps that we have to go to now. There hasn't been many instances that Team Liquid Citadel have been on the back foot and had a map to choose from.
I'm not so sure.
Domination. It is a best of 5. We'll have to see that a little bit later on potentially. But you're looking at the likes of Central Park.
I'm not so sure, chat.
Yggdrasil, like they picked up against Rad or Spider Islands. Like they've
But
done
can you guys
against
imagine if the Grand... I love all these casters, chat, right? But there's also going to be a special place in my heart for Cozy and Shib's casting, obviously, right? Because they did the first J3 Community Clash tournament for Marvel Rivals. Imagine if they get to cast together, because we never usually see them cast together. Imagine if they cast together the Grand Finals, chat. Cinema.
And try and find your
Cinema.
edges over the primary opponent.
I think you have to sort of look at the draft as well. You see with the highlights just what kind of characters were banned out in the end. The Team Liquid Citadel didn't have access to the Magneto. It's been a common protect.
Nice.
Even in that case, like it was a one-sided gambit in favor of Team Liquid Citadel. Now they were sort of forced away. They managed to get the Loki, they stopped the Rocket. They just tried to take as much potency out of the triple strategist. And even with the likes of Invis and Gambit alongside an Ultron, it just didn't feel like it was enough. Now they were finding all the eliminations they needed, even when Team Liquid Citadel had control of the objective itself. Those moments, it's really hard to find a pick, and Navi were doing it.
Look at our stats page there. It was a very low casualty game. All of our players playing their disengages very well. But often that meant the point was seeded in Convoy. Yggdrasil path, as predicted, is going
Why
to
are they
be
called
the
Liquid
stopgap
Citadel?
measure here for Team Liquid Citadel
Team
to try and put
Liquid
themselves back in.
didn't get a...
0 losses, so even though the game
Team
mode,
Liquid didn't get a
couple of drops for Team
slot,
Liquid. None have really come in recently,
but
right?
Citadel
Looking at,
did.
like,
And then Citadel already had a team, which was this team, and I think Citadel was reaching out to a lot of orgs.
But everything else is just a little bit like, in fact, looking at it,
if they wanted to, like, you know, combine each other, and I think Team Liquid said yes, and then they just combined their orgs.
It's gone Liquid's way.
How many times?
Or maybe I got the story mixed up. Maybe it was Team Liquid. No, I think it was Citadel had the team.
26-0. It's 26-1 now.
Oh.
But you have to, like, you know, honeymoon periods can last quite a while, but it's always
Terra went to the right
like,
side of history?
Okay,
no, there's no way, chat.
Don't
count your chickens before they hatch.
Right? Like, it feels like one of those.
It is a best of 5, a first of 3.
They've got so
Team Liquid can still bring it home.
Even if you were looking at, like, NAVI during the playoffs, they were playing on boot camp. And you got one of the minds that leads this team of Trust Me, one of the main vanguards, in between maps where, you know, Fate's on his phone, playing with like a koala plushie or whatever the hell it was. Trust Me, he's like in aim trainers, and he's coming up with like tools on making sure that he knows the cooldown of a lot of abilities. And certainly with all of the team ups, he's the most like studied, but he's making sure that his mechanics are up to speed. Usually he's sort of known for the Deadpool Vanguard, right? But there hasn't been many opportunities for that. You have to imagine, we also saw him be one of the first to really bring out the Penny before the team-up changes came in. Stage 1 playoffs, there were little bits of it, and certainly going on to like convoy maps like this, I would imagine that NAVI have to put a bit more stock in the Penny themselves in comparison to what we saw in Domination.
Yeah, Domination can be a very movement-intensive game mode, which can force Penny to struggle a little bit. We saw what Polly was often caught while trying to find those off angles for the Penny to elucidate that pressure from. But on Convoy, where your defenses can be a lot more static, you can get a lot more value out of that, and you've got to wonder how legit the coach or one of the coaches of Team Liquid Citadel is going to modulate the draft heading into map number 2 to try and get rid of some of the big forces that were powerful on the side of NAVI.
If you had an esports team, what would be the name of it? My esports team?
The black,
Bald and broke, because I can't pay my players.
He only just joined for stage 1.
Yeah, he's a newbie.
And like, yeah, he was at TSM, which didn't go well, so he came back into the region for EMEA. And sort of looking at it now, it's like he is more the mediator. As one of the main complaints, I suppose, for NAVI was like the internal struggle. Certainly with Terra coming on, everybody had an opinion on the team on how to play it. Shez's job is to basically mediate it and make sure that everybody comes onto the same page. And that's exactly what NAVI have been able to do on Domination. There's the plan there, and going off the draft, Team Liquid Citadel still going for the Ultron first Protect. The worry, I suppose, is if you go for the Penny Protect, you sort of lock in that composition. And we saw Speedily playing amazingly on the likes of Storm against Rad. He won't have that freedom to actually play that sort of
J3, you would be a great coach. Yeah, I would. You guys are losing the game! What the hell is wrong with you guys? Do you guys want me to get someone from my chat? They'll play better than you!
Do NAVI want to make a play for one-sided Magneto here as well? They've already protected it to make sure that Rajro has the Chaos Greatsword in his back pocket, but they can also try and ban away that Penny, admittedly.
You missed that, Bucky! Get the hell out of here! Go sit down in the crowd! I'm taking your spot! Let me on the Bucky!
Beckon Liquid Citadel into playing.
And the Storm Protect is a good one. Rocket's been banned now. You know, triple strategists again. Adam goes up higher in the rankings, as does Loki when you have these game modes. With a Penny Protect, so this is like the game plan for Team Liquid Citadel. Maybe across the whole series, maybe across the rest of today. The Penny Protect means that something else needs to be banned out, so it is the one-sided Magneto.
You aren't that
again,
mean.
Pretty
True.
much looking exactly the same as the last draft, just the order a little bit different. Team Liquid Citadel sticking to their guns.
I mean, it's a great ban against Team Liquid Citadel. Like, we've been talking to the Americas talent. Like, Cozy's like, oh, this is the best mag in the world. And admittedly, maybe he is.
We just don't get to see it, which is also, like, the handy part of it. Like, Veswer unfairly made this Team Liquid Citadel team better. We were talking about it yesterday of just, like, they were pretty dominant during preseason, and then they suddenly add in another player, and it's just, like, fair trade routes. Like, seem to come in like, this should not be allowed, sort of building up on this.
NAVI,
I do like
defending first. Defending with the damage, which is certainly an interesting...
Team Liquid Citadel is going with that Penny chat, but NAVI, bro, I like NAVI's ban on the Magneto, and they also saved Magneto. Also, they banned the other team's Adam Warlock, bro, so they can't do that full hold strat with Adam. I don't know if I like Team Liquid Citadel's bans and saves.
Probably just perch on top of the window to see exactly what's going to be out on the defense, but I would imagine he'd see the Storm.
I don't know if I like their bans and saves, chat.
Switching over from the Punisher, he's going to actually like go over towards the Bucky, hoping to catch some pigeons out of the sky, as he's probably seeing the Storm on the other side now, but speedily back on the Ultron.
Okay, let's see the chat. Map 2.
Has good air-to-air combat. The Encephalo Ray is hit scan and can deliver some serious damage.
If you were the coach, this wouldn't be happening. No, chat. Liquid Citadel has really good coaches. They have Gator, and they also have legit RC. They're really good coaches.
Might want to switch over towards the Strange to force out more fights this early, because right now it's uncontested. This first checkpoint, which can almost hold for like 2 minutes in itself, that first corner, gone.
What a bit of a trust me is called the disengage heroes. I don't want to move over to the Strange just yet, and instead we'll just manually recontest with the remainder of the team. But Team Liquid Citadel doing a good job here of just controlling all the space, and this lets Polly get set up too. That's
the problem, right, with the Penny. It's like, okay, you want to give us this space, now retaking it is going to be a lot harder, certainly this early on when there's no ults.
Yeah, getting through here with no ults is going to be so difficult. Both the Vanguards are just being kicked into the wall continuously, and it's so hard to deliver the healing. In fact, it has to be the invisible boundary.
Oh my god, if they cap this.
Goes down through all of that, and NAVI are going to have to try and do this on demand.
Penny is really good on offense, chat. As soon as they get to this point and she starts putting all her nests right here, you can't really contest the card anymore. They cap.
Are they going to go for the portal to try to contest this, or is it similar to Rad? Like, they might be able to just get there in the end, because NAVI yet again managed to stall out for a good amount of time, even looking to win the fight. Jerky found Cooper.
Cooper was found, and Rajaro's coming back as well. Has the Gamma team up, used it to
Wait, what's going on though? Like, I feel like Citadel was winning that, and they kind of just sold.
This one, Energy looking to TP back, but might decide to just give it away, and this could be a generational fumble.
I mean, it was also just a good read from NAVI.
Wait, they just fumbled, bro.
Now Gladrox is going to be used to get anybody else fighting for Citadel as they dedicate for the Strange portal themselves.
Attempted cleanse comes on through. Spilly's doing so much damage right now, and Polly's activated their team up. What can Rajaro do against all of these assembled Ultron drones? Empowered by Cooper.
You curse Team Liquid Citadel? No, they kind of. I mean, they still have
Fantastic
4.5 minutes, but they could have had 5 minutes. They sold that. Fine. Hey, a cap. They capped. That's all that matters.
We're seeing exactly how NAVI want to adjust as we have the Razor listening to see how this defense is going to hold on second.
Also, they triple support ulted there. Oof. And NAVI is going to have their. Oh, hold on. I want to be quiet for this.
Yeah, keep walking there, keep walking. Take place. Come from. I use it. Keep walking. Going back, with storm move. Walk forward. Walk.
Oh, 38, man. 38. Nice energy. Nice energy. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Energy watched top 10 Bucky moments from Jay3, and now he's playing the Bucky.
Looking absolutely brutal on the Buckathon Barnes.
And like that happens to us as well. Energy won. He wasn't. He was full health, so it happens even at the bigger stages like this. But NAVI tried to go in for the aggressive walk, as we heard, with the Royal Flush and then the Omega Hurricane. The Liquid Citadel disengage, go in for the fight themselves, and set up poised nicely with a Kraken impact on the way for Energy.
Energy's going fishing. Won't find anything this time. The Sonic Aegis drafted up by Trust Me to block that one out, and a big pull in. They want Energy so bad. They know where the carry is. And you can see that Raja are just doing their best to avoid the Carbon Crush. Team Liquid Citadel have kind of been penned into the corner here. They've got plenty of cover to work with. What they don't have is control of the objective.
A Meteor M can certainly fall into that hallway and find quite a lot in the end as Terra's fighting up against his old region, seeing if he can find the connections, but find himself right in the middle of an invisible boundary.
Rajaro looking to try and get the dunk once. Polly finds Polly and then draws out the great sword.
I don't talk about Rajaro a lot, but Rajaro is a very consistent and really great tank player and Magneto player.
Liquid Citadel pull him back, stretch out Navi's defense, they go in for the aggressive play.
He's like the silent assassin.
Royal Flush to combo, it forces out Kruk with the invisible boundary to just hold on to this corner.
Good comes isolates on the other side. Energy, do you dare try and commit to this one? Unfortunately, not really able to get any Kraken impact debuffs, and so won't be finding any resets, even though Terra fell down on the other side. Level 1 Kruk also going to be equally unlucky.
You're the silent assassin.
Up comes the Sonic grab, and so
that's what Emily calls me after I eat a lot of sunflower seeds.
So much focus
and we're watching movies in the bed.
Energy, so much damage, that's why he paused with that Kraken's impact, and he even saw Trust Me put a perfect little shield down for Emma Frost to stop those debuffs going in, to stop any resets coming through. But Liquid Citadel having enough about them, pushed to the second checkpoint with 3.5 minutes left to get to third.
And that's twice now for Liquid Citadel. Done this old bait and switch with the Gambit boosted Ultron Ultimate. Now Fate gonna try and find some space here for NAVI. Admittedly, Team Liquid Citadel haven't really fully committed to this, and so all Na'Vi are going to get off the back of their Gamma is space.
This is what Liquid Citadel have been so good at, though. Every time Navi use them aggressively, they just walk back, and then they come in with a counterattack. This time, a Psychic Seduction.
That's a big ult.
Make a Hurricane that's trying to pull apart Team Liquid
They're
Citadel.
not getting any value, though, from his ult, bro. Vess is getting these big ults, but they're getting no value.
Can't get that much. Potential stuns coming through, but trust me, is mostly avoided. And a missed carbon
regular.
Vess means that they're going to have to play a little bit more cowed for now. Pulled on in very deep by the Invisible Woman. Vesswood just gets blown up. Spinning kick into the wall. The burst is too much to comprehend. And Na'Vi will be able to continue holding this doorway.
I don't know if there's also any Storm players in my chat, but it's, you know, I don't play a lot of Storm, but it's pretty nice to see Storm in this tournament. I mean, I don't really, other than seeing Storm played for like Spawn Break, you don't really see a lot of Storm, so it's pretty cool to see her getting a little bit of you know, light. I have always said, except when it was dive meta, kind of, I've always said that Storm is low-key one of the best characters to play because she usually does have a very high win rate, but a very low percentage played. She's really good.
They're going to be at a disadvantage, and Polly's going to make sure that the space is very much in their favor by using the Spider Sweeper. Out comes the Glartrox. Goodbye to Cooper, but Energy still believes it to be winnable.
Also, no one is even looking at Polly, bro. Polly is running around in their back line with Penny ult. But I don't even think like the Penny is that big of a threat. They all just ignored the Penny and just ran forward and killed everyone else.
Sustain whilst he goes for the ult. But immediately it was just Polly uses the ultimate. Trust me, just runs over and Carbon crushes him, CCs, and
I think Polly might need a switch here.
Looking very split on this attack. Another minute wasted. 90 seconds left to go.
Raging Royal Flush,
but
good to go. And Team Liquid Citadel certainly are ready to rage already. Rajaro's gone on down. Fate tried to rescue them from a briny grave, but Team Liquid Citadel finding everything they want here. Fate goes in deep. Fine, I'll do it myself. And while Polly may well fall, the rest of that Na'Vi have been
I just don't know how big I know Polly is like a god at Captain America, but what other tanks does he have in the bag, chat? You can't play Magneto because Magneto's banned.
Exactly halfway to having the ultimate, and with the team up with Elsa has some instinct to bring
Venom, I don't think he's gonna solo dive on Venom, chat. He's gonna
no defensive prowess to work with, but that's a huge pull onto Terra. Follow-up's not there. Omega Hurricane.
Venom actually has not been played a lot in this tournament at all, actually.
But all of the focus fire gets rid of Jerky. 1 for 1, the trades are uneven thus far, but it seems like Na'Vi have all the ground and pound that they need right now to keep this one going. Down the narrow corridor, it's easy control for Trust Me, and so Team Liquid Citadel are forced to give up the space and go back to the drawing board.
You can look at Rajaro again over on the Magneto, the Bulwarks, just really enhancing that team up for Fate on the Gambit.
Nice, Vess. He got the raid boss. They got two, chat. They got two. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Oh, if they get this, oh, it would have been big staggers, bro. That's fine. They can still stuff the doors. Look, and now look at the Penny. This is the only time I think Penny is really good. They blocking the spawn doors.
Oh yeah, this is not looking very easy. Level 1.
Oh, that's big! Big! They capped. They capped.
You're right,
they capped.
actually, and we're very keen to see that happen. Rajaro can't make it to the cart, and Team Liquid Citadel stake their claim on Yggdrasil path.
See, that's the only time I think the Penny is really good on offense, is if your team is very aggressive, you have that, like, you have all the room on the map, and then you put the Penny mines and everything there, so they can't really get out of spawn, and it's a big problem for them to get out of spawn. That's what I think the Penny's good at, especially like on first point. When you push really far forward and the other team has to get through those doors, but you have the Penny mines there, I think that's good.
Hopeful, I suppose.
Also, Nero's playing lights out. Nero has not died once.
Triple strategy just hold, but no B-right backs, no counter revivals means that you don't really have many errors allowed to keep those fights going on first.
In TLC, it seems like most of their success have been off the back of some very, very smart disengagement baits. And then having a means to damage boost to try and turn the tides on an overextending player who really wants to find those staggers. Whether it be
Rajaro, bro.
Using the Ultron,
Rajaro's popping.
Using their team up with the
Nero,
a big damage boost for everybody who remains on the
Nero.
field, or a Gambit ultimate from
whatever,
Cooper
chat.
Make sure
I'm from Florida, bro. You guys probably should know this by now.
In reverse. The baits have been so strong, and Na'Vi have fallen for them multiple times.
On the subject of Liquid Citadel's defense, the last 3 games that they've played on it, and it's 4-0 for them, the last 3 wins were full holds. So it's one of these areas where, like, this first defense is usually where Team Liquid Citadel look the strongest, but they have less of the tools to make it happen.
Well, for Storm, maybe a little bit stronger on the offense here, where you can continually take your turns with the Lightning Aura being amplified. The weather control is going to be a very important thing to look at here. Energy already took a bunch of damage, but it would appear that Vespa's been able to dodge away.
Been one of the few best of 5 series with like the least hero switches. Everybody's pretty much been playing the same copy and paste template. For Liquid Citadel, this was their whole game plan. They have to try and make it work on one of the strongest maps to make it work.
Oh, the Spider-Man Nest just makes it so hard to try and live here. Jerky's going to be doing more damage through the inflamed Guardian shield given over by Johnny Storm, but without Terra, Na'Vi a little bit toothless on the attack right now.
And see how much pressure has been created from Liquid Citadel. Poly finds himself a nice pick onto Fate. You even heard from the listening, like the call-outs for the team up, and that's going to be the one, the main one for Poly over on the Penny. Basically makes us bullets hit scan, cleans people up, has it in hand, but not quite needing to use it just yet, as right now Liquid are holding.
Nasty collection of binds you can see on your screen right there. If anyone steps too far in, they are sure to be blown to smithereens, Ryan.
So Navi's just trying to churn over, build these ultimates a lot faster, and with triple strategists being on the defense, it does mean that that healing is sort of spreading out the ultimates, but it has allowed Cooper to go for the Royal Flush first.
To replace the off angle.
Oh, Cooper! Oh, he lived. Oh my God.
Inside of level 1 Crooks play here, but now Fate is going to find their opening. 13% away. It's not going to be with Terra though. Na'Vi have already lost so much. They cannot commit to this one. Team Liquid Citadel have aggression in their hearts, and they refuse to yield.
It's just the 2 strategist ultimates. The third one's just built up, but that's the beauty of the Ultron. The rage of Ultron ultimate is you can just pepper it pretty much on anything to give yourself an advantage. It was the invisible boundary used in the end for level 1 Crook to keep that.
It's that hair buff, chat. It's that hair buff.
Level 1 Crook over on the invis, and then Fate on the Gambit. Usually it's the other way around, but these are the 2 most flexible players in the world.
Incredibly flexible, and Na'Vi now have all the tools they need to try and stop this one. The question is, what can Team Liquid Citadel do to kite out this Gambit ultimate? Here we go, a Mega Hurricane boosted up, and also going to be going into the invisible boundary. The damage from Jerky could be overwhelming, but Nero's more than happy to try and deal with this one. Trust me, he's already fallen on down. Na'Vi have used almost all of their resources, and yet they find nothing but pain and suffering at the hands of Liquid Citadel. Terra can't even get out of dodge, and no,
that was a pretty funny death cam right there.
Are stumped.
And a pristine composition working as intended for Team Liquid Citadel. Cooper finding himself the first blood in that fight, and he's one of the strategists with the most final hits per 10 minutes. He is just absolutely scrappy, not afraid to get involved in these engagements, and Energy wants to try to add to his numbers.
No grab fan right there. The Glatrox in return.
That is crazy. Solo ulting. Terra solo ulting Energy there and not being able to get the kill? That's crazy.
Vanguards from Na'Vi. Strike on back, and Cooper has been slain. Speedly's down as well. All the healing's going to have to come from Nero, but he's just one man. He's trying to keep everybody up. The disengagement, just move over to the car to keep it stalled.
And Energy, because everybody's gone down at the same time, they can get the right player over on the Strange to go for the portal play. Don't think anybody's going to really have the chance to go and sort of close it down, but they're going to scout it out in NAVI. Pretty much final fight potentially on this objective. Energy jumping in, ready to set the team up for another hold.
They have the time, they have the space, but Rajo is already closing down the gaps. And trust me, isolated here, overextended, the healing couldn't come their way, and now how do you get these Vanguards away from the objective?
Yes.
Trust me, is not there to strike
push them back, push them back, clean it up. 20 seconds left, clean it up. Clean it up.
Oh. Still gonna hang out with the Rage of Ultron, ready to
wait,
go.
This is really, both teams are gonna have 3 ults here. Both teams have both support ults, Jed, so it's gonna be who has the better support ult. Who has the better backline?
And now forcing out that invisible boundary away from the car. Cooper knows that it's just a moment of time that the Team Liquid Citadel need. Terra's already been taken down and no one's there to touch!
No, dude! They had 2 support ults! I mean, they lost Terra, but they didn't even walk forward!
Whilst domination streak has ended for Team Liquid Citadel, it's 5-0 in Yggdrasil.
We have a tied series, chat. We have a tied series. Nice, nice. I know Vess's mom is probably pretty happy right now.
Team Liquid still have hands in these cases, and Na'Vi not quite having the answers this time when it comes to the draft to stop that Penny Ultron composition. Absolutely blow them out on the defense.
Yeah, now we've got to wonder, like, is it time to put a ban towards that Penny? It felt like Na'Vi, they had an answer. They had the answer on domination, but domination's not Penny's.
This is a best of 5,
greatest
so
strength.
it's
Too
first to
mobile.
3.
When you're in this static first point hold on Yggdrasil path, where Penny can just stay still, be in her fortress, be in the Citadel, that's where she's at her strongest.
It does mean as well that the likes of Na'Vi have convergence to choose a map from, so there's a couple of options, but I want to hear what the desk have to think of not only of what we've seen so far, but what we're about to see for map 3.
The 1 in 26 and 1, and yet we have more ones as our series sits all tied up. A very interesting point.
Cherry Team Liquid Citadel? Chat, I'm not a part of Team Liquid Citadel.
A little bit of some interesting protections and bans.
Listen, I just want my NA team to win.
We're seeing the Penny being prioritized a lot by Polly, but also the Storm is making an appearance here.
What's so interesting about that Penny that you mentioned here, Tetcher, is that Team Liquid Citadel weren't hiding their strategies about that. They played against YWL on stream for Vespa, and they were still able to showcase how strong it was. So now seeing it here on land from Polly, and they've been unleashed. The second save from it, very effective.
I think Jerky was playing Storm because...
I want to work on this hero. I'll tell you what, Polly gets it now on Penny. Even playing Penny out attack,
I think
space. You and I were
I don't think Storm's ult is really that good, first of all, but I think he's playing Storm because he's trying to enable Terra. Because Storm, like, you know, with the extra damage boost and all that stuff.
Super well done.
Polly has been a player who has basically legendarily become that almost target to ban character. Whether it was Captain America now or Penny Parker appearing here, do you both think it is time to maybe see Penny Parker taken away from him?
I think it needs to be because of how effective it is. But we also got to talk about the rest of the team here, right? Energy MVP so far, popping up every single map. 12 finals in that last one, and 12 in the first one too.
We got to talk about the characters that are really enabling that shift. We're seeing Elsa, Widow, Bucky as like these huge priorities, and Energy is kind of goated on all of them.
Yeah. And so is Terra, I would argue. But no, it's really cool.
You're not going to play Psylocke, chat. Jerky is not going to play Psylocke, bro.
Now is I think it has to be map specific, and outside of that, the Bucky and Elsa have just been the priority. But we got to see some very strong Bucky Elsa play here. That being said, Jerky, though, on the Storm, I think TLC's doing a pretty decent job managing that. What do you think, bud?
Yeah, I mean, Jerky on map 1 was the most slays that we saw out of any player. It was 10 finals compared to Terra's 7. We actually had 9 from Energy on that map, but actually the ban line changed a little bit towards the end for this convoy map. Adam was more of a prioritization for the ban instead of the Gambit. They let that through for Fate because they know how lethal he is on it.
The Storm wasn't working, but I respect Navi for not resorting to the triple support slop. Hey! Hey!
In particular, on Convoy.
That's your last NA team remaining. Don't say that.
When you are trying to stop your opponents from pushing on, you need to make sure there's someone
a win is a win.
And if you have no one alive, no one's on the objective.
Oh, let's see this. Let's see this, chat.
That problem. Looking at some of these statistics, Fate, we already mentioned it, staying very safe in the backline. It only went down 6 times. But
Terra 17-9 with only 4 finals?
And Nero only went down
Rajaro, someone called him an average tank player.
And the major call
which is crazy. I think that I don't know who said that. It was either YouTube or Twitch, but that is not. He is not an average tank player.
Players in the game, but then going in and playing aggro, those 4 only getting KO'd 4 times while still being that aggressive is a testament to some high skill.
This is the first map this entire event that Navi have dropped. So we saw, you know, some struggles before from Team Liquid Citadel against Rad on that Hall of Tajalia convergence map, but this is the first time Navi have bled, and now they're gonna get angry, rage out like the Hulk, and see what they can do from here.
What can they do from here?
Is this the last day of the tournament? Yes.
Convergence next. They've already played Convoy. They've already played Domination.
We are going to a convergence. Shin Shibuya.
It's a very, you know what? In this map particularly, I think we're going to see some very bunkered up comp. But the weird thing is, Triple's fine here, and I think this is all right for TLC. I'm not saying this is necessarily a strength for them.
Just as a heads up as well, chat, Navi, just to make sure, because I'm very, you know, very open to you guys here.
Yeah, I think they've been figuring out a strat to use.
Since I can't turn off ads because Twitch loves their ads, I'm making sure they don't run it in during your matches, so you guys might get ads when they're just yapping and there's no gameplay. Just as a heads up.
What their game plan is going to be when it comes to
I am very thoughtful and considerate of you guys.
See some Daredevil in some capacity.
So don't, if you guys get ads, there's nothing going on besides yapping.
Okay?
It's the map that was brought back in 2026. It was a very stressful map to push. It has a huge choke point on that first
Hey,
objective,
Zol
which
with the
a lot of
massive 5
teams
gifted.
will
Appreciate it, my friend.
open up with Portal.
Everyone that's
wrap
following
around,
and gifting
making
subs and
strength
subbing, I appreciate it, guys. I have
massively
notifications
priority.
turned off for the
That's
tournament, though.
already this choked up. It's very hard to deal with. We also see high priorities on Punisher for defense.
YouTube, you guys don't have that problem,
and
though.
even Flyers can sometimes control the air around that first choke point.
Speaking of Flyers, we've had the Battle of the Flyers so far, right? In the first bans. And
Team Liquid
also
Citadel
for our
saved
Flex
Ultron
duelists,
again.
We have the Ultron typically going one-sided for Team Liquid Citadel, and then on the other end, it has been the Storm coming through. But the Magneto, I don't know if it's been as effective as it typically has been in recent history.
Yeah, I'm noticing that as well. I mean, it's crazy here because Team Liquid Citadel are getting like the exact same layout they got last time.
Yeah.
Curious if
Oh,
Navi
Honey
still
Badger
performs
as well.
map.
Appreciate it,
Granted,
guys.
you know,
Everyone
it's still
subbing and
just
gifting.
such a
Appreciate it,
TLC
guys.
Map, so this is now going in Navi's favor, could change the tone.
Guys, we gave them the penny again. What are we
That's what
doing?
I'm
I mean,
saying.
Poly is
Such a
so
good
good
penny
on
map,
it,
too.
especially at the first point here. You can
Oh,
set up
God,
some good
saving
traps
penny again.
as well, but I feel like maybe with the more open areas, you can teleport in towards the back area as well. That might be a game plan for Navi.
They're going to get rid of Mag, yeah.
They will not have the full triple setup, though, with that Adam Warlock, Ultron, and Penny. They only have
Wait,
two
is
of those
what did
key
Ves's
Infinity
mom
Stones
say?
for that hyper-defensive comp here, but it is
I'm
the two
gifting
that
for
team up
every
very
Team
well.
Liquid
Of course,
Citadel
Ultron
win
taking
today.
that from Penny, allowing him to drone the entire
Nah,
think the
you've
Rocket
done
Savior's
too
for
much.
sure, right?
You
It's been
know,
banned
even
every time
Team
before
Liquid
now as
Citadel's
well, and
Vess
I feel
was
like that
bomb
a
is
cover pick
goated.
for Fate. Didn't go down a single time on
You don't have to do
against
that, though. I
NAVI, and the
appreciate it. I
Storm
appreciate
ban,
it.
because it's not saved. They might have a different composition in line here.
If you are going to give subs, though, Vess's mom, make sure you use Vess's credit card. Appreciate it, though.
I think it's kind of 50-50 a little bit, but I'm headed towards TLC as well.
And she
Storm's been so
gifted
instrumental for
5!
breaking
This
Penny
is
comps,
why we
taking
love
away
Team
could
Liquid
be
Citadel,
key.
chat.
So I think it might be TLC. Let's see what our casters think as we're going to head back over to take us into map number 3.
Thank you, guys. We've never seen Navi play Shin Shibuya, so of course they want to bring it out now. A little bit of the change, I suppose, as Gambit only in a handful of times has been completely amiss from the draft phase. Probably one of the strongest elements in the meta. I think the crown goes to Mantis at this point when you're banning her out this much. But it allows Fate to also be on the Rocket. They wanted to protect that, which means that the Storm wasn't protected, which means that that option that Navi wanted to go for against like the Ultron Penny composition, not on the field.
Yeah, it's a secret weapon or two potentially here from Na'Vi. One of the underrated aspects of this Ultron Penny composition as well is that, well, just going back to your regular ranked matches, Penny does make it very difficult for any of those melee duelists to exist for a long time, be it the Black Cat or the Daredevil, and that saves so much from the ban phase that you'd usually have to consider about Jerky.
Get to see our first little bit of Black Widow for the day, at the very least, as Terra's looking
Are you
to be
being
going
bribed to root
open
for them
on it.
now?
Navi
No, we
sticking
know
to this
Navi's a great
19-2,
team,
Triple
chat,
Strike
but I'm
is
from
just
NA, bro.
continuing
I gotta
as the
cheer for the
competition
NA
with
team.
Citadel looking almost identical to how it's looked so far
I gotta
today.
cheer for my NA team, chat.
Strategist, you know how it is. Terra at this range is going to be able to put down a huge amount of damage, but remember the Poly's also going to be affording passive healing onto Vezwa here as well.
Listen.
By those spiderwebs.
It's now a case of just
Last
holding on to this
year,
objective,
mid-season finals and grand
seeing
finals,
the oldest
EMEA
two
already
maps
won
in the game,
both.
played one
I
after the
want
other.
a
So
different
Shibuya,
region to
not gonna
win.
see the Royal Palace at all, as it's not in the circuit. But right now, Liquid Citadel just trying to adjust to where Navi's coming in through the terrain to make sure that this choke doesn't get too pescuous. But they're sort of in and out, trying to get into position because they're taking a lot of this poke damage in the neutral.
Oh, that's a big pull in, but Jerky gets aggressive, goes in for a Trooper's Fist of his own. Now Veswa going to try and run him down indeed.
Nice,
the extra bounce
Vess.
back from Cooper's team up was absolutely imperative there, but this is what you get when Fate has the rocket. The Battle Recall Beacon returns Jerky to the fray.
I mean, when the drafts and the compositions look this similar, you have to look at the macro a bit more, and the positioning of these vanguards of both sides are going to be
Oh,
key.
yeah,
Veswa
Navi already
in the
has,
perfect
oh,
position to
wow.
just keep
Level
just
1
being
Crook got that ult real
pretty much
fast,
on
bro.
the back
Cooper's
foot.
only
Even
at
with the one-sided
70%.
hack, there's only so much damage they can take.
All right, level 1 Crook is put up the Gambit. Ultimate's going to drive all of Na'Vi forward. They've already found energy there. Jerky managing to win out against their counterpart, and Veswa's fallen as well. Team Liquid Citadel already contemplating the re-engage off the back of a Strange.
Yeah, but it's going to be a little bit late in the day, perhaps, as Energies don't want to sort of switch over. Somebody needs to try to come in and touch, and it's sort of forced out from Poly.
Nice
He gets
hook.
eliminated. There's now just every single player that can get on as the portal is going to allow a re-engage, but everybody else is dropping.
90 7%.
The way towards a Raging Royal Flush. Trust me, goes down, but is instantly brought back yet again by the Battle Recall Beacon going in one after the other. Polly is back already. And
oh, no energy.
Now Cooper sees an opening, dragging everybody forward. Terra wants to be the primary target here, and Cooper's giving themselves a damage boost. Jerky going to be the next one to fall. Vespa sets up for shield and begins
can't get off the point. Okay, now they can.
Dare show themselves to the White Queen. Rajaro is tempted.
Oh, get Terra, get Terra, get Terra. Yes! Raid boss down! Raid boss down! Oh, get it, Vest! Get it! Nice! I can't believe they held that. 98% they held that. That is every time I do an Elo Hell video as well, I cannot stress this enough. Lower ranked players, chat. If the shoe fits, I'm sorry, but you need to learn how to teleport, bro. Teleporting to the point is so strong. You guys don't understand how strong that is.
Take the hard route to actually get through onto the point. This forward hold with a minute left on the clock means it's a gauntlet for NAVI to even touch the point. Never mind take it.
Jerky's going to be looking for an opener here. The Barna Cook is one of the primary win conditions here for NAVI, but Speedily going to be getting aggressive once Fate real bad and Energy's there to finish it.
Oh!
From Polly, but the invisible boundary
what a block by Polly
also joined in on this
on the penny.
A couple of charms. Terra on the outside has grabbed so many, but it would appear that Gladrox has been slain by those who remained uncontrolled. Stuck on the outside. Spider Sweeper activated. So much extra damage coming through, but the extra health that
wow, what?
To survive. And Team
what a D, bro. What a D.
And Jerky was just trying to get that final hit in onto Polly, but when he hears a drone on him and all of the other strategists turn to face him, Energy now is looking to see if he can get the tag in.
They can see his feet. They can actually see his feet. If they're smart over there, they can see his feet on the other side of that wall. See? Yep, there you go. Like I said, chat, you can actually see the feet under that. I called it out, bro. They saw it. Chat, if you can learn two things from my stream today. Learn how to portal, because it's very valuable, and always look at feet. Always look at feet.
Looking for a cleanse, but all you can find is Polly and NAVI have finally broken down these hallowed walls.
I know we're in the City of Angels, but we're seeing a lot of characters take to the sky that don't usually. First, it was the Emma Frost with a jump pad, and then Jerky just parkouring his way across the streets of Shin Shibuya. Now NAVI actually able to at least get off of this first point on the attacking side. It's not going to be a
I don't think Energy knew that you could see your feet from there.
It's not often you see a team that pushes them beyond this.
I've done a lot of studying on feet
we lost in cases,
off stream. You always got to look at the feet, chat.
Now drawn even when it comes to the Raging Royal Flush. Vespa is going to be isolated on the bottom. It's going to be taking a bunch of damage. You can see the team up shoes to try and force Vespa out of that. But Cooper's going to be active as well. Energy's fallen on down. Went too far in. Anti-heal from Cooper getting active, but actually fleeing away. A Bayou Bashes for fear of NAVI is struck into the heart of Liquid Citadel, but still they're keeping this point contested. Vespa and Polly sacrificed their life force for it, and Cooper's forced to do the same. A twirl of a baton, but it's far from a party.
It was just that split. It felt like they went in on the Royal Flush. It was traded, watching it over from Cooper's perspective. You see everybody else just drop onto the low ground. NAVI is a full wrecking force. Take the split fight. Seeing if they can sort of take as much space up on this high ground, be back set up behind this corner, and because there's no Daredevil, there's no Black Cat, it means it's a pretty good perch position. Has to be Polly that actually has to clear up the space.
Rajaro doesn't have the Meteor Ram in time to try and deal with Speedly's damage. A perfect timing from the Flex Duelist as Terra's brought on back by the Resurrection. Vest was overextended. Extra damage from Fate. What is Energy ulting, bro? What
Energy!
Subbing Green Energy.
What are we doing?
Liquid Citadel need a hero, and they don't have any ultimates.
Energy, you're better than this, bro. You're better than this.
And Energy has to try and get involved himself. It's skeet shooting for Terra, and now they turn on a dime towards the back line of Team Liquid Citadel, who have been swept through on second.
This is a fight that clearly Team Liquid Citadel don't want to take.
Dude, Liquid Citadel is, bro, they could have full held. They're throwing.
With the Apex
They're
throwing. Yeah, you're coming out of this corner. Nope, no, you're not. We'll see you on the main point. And NAVI will see them in the second area, the second checkpoint of Shin Shibuya.
Energy saw too many J3 videos. Yeah, mods ban that guy. I never miss an ult.
Finish in the end, but having the ultimates that they have in hand means that Liquid Citadel might have more to deal with.
Citadel built from the ground up, brick by boring brick, to be absolute masters of defense. The buildings seemingly in favor of Team Liquid Citadel right now as Rajro finds many of their sword bashes, take him to the wrong
Chat,
side.
I don't want to be...
They were eaten away. Rajro looks for a victim.
Oh my!
Cooper and Energy are down, and Polly's going to be the next to join
What
them.
are we
All
doing?
do is move over onto a point, and Speedly's there as well, but Na'Vi get ever
Oh no,
more distance.
They're going to push, they're going to be confident, and they can rely on Crook having in his back pocket a grand old card of that Royal Flush to maybe set this one to bed on the attacking side of
Liquid
Na'Vi.
Citadel is low-key throwing, bro. They're literally throwing.
Hoping to get a Royal Flush on early for Cooper, but right now they just need to find some space and open it up because Na'Vi have the bottlenecks.
Timing here for Na'Vi. They've got a slight advantage when it comes to a Raging Royal Flush. Can they find an early opening? Energy's not going to be receiving Cooper's buffs. Another one, Crook's getting involved himself as well. Only a singular frag towards the back as Jerky wants to play
Vess
it
is
safe.
alone,
was
Vess
taking
is
so much
alone,
damage.
Vess is
Terra's there on the
alone.
side. Polly can't move forward.
Vess needs
to set up a
help,
defensive
guys. Vess
bastion
needs
instead.
help.
But right now it's all hands on deck for Team Liquid Citadel. They do not have the biomass to make this one work. The Rage of Ultron, so much healing, but they just don't have the strength. They just don't have the weight, and they just don't have the players. Na'Vi, bring it home.
I have never, in my 49 years of living, have ever seen a team throw this hard.
On one of the oldest and hardest maps, it took a bit of a rest out of
They
the main
literally
pool
had,
of
they
maps
literally
that we've
had the
seen
full
in
hold, chat. They
Ignite.
literally had a full
Came
hold.
back earlier this year. Na'Vi choosing a perfect opportunity to bring it out. And seeing the final hits that are coming in, Terra's now starting to show up massively. But trust me, every time there's like a key pick, it's always him that's involved. He's leading the team from the front, and everybody's on the same wavelength. You've got to say for Jerky as well, looking to go for the Ultron himself, as it isn't going to be one-sided. And now, well, it's just going to be even the chance to go for the penny themselves. So if Na'Vi actually want to go for that composition, it is free and open to them. It's just you sort of expected them to just have an answer to it, but no, they're going, you've got a nice idea there, son. We're gonna sort of put our EMEA spin on it.
I cannot believe you go from full holding to just
It's also for
fumbling,
Jerky,
bro.
it's like the first time we've seen him sort of play the strategist, being sort of called a triple strategist merchant, right? He is a flex player, but he went through a lot of playing Mantis. Not only is he being able to sort of show up on the duelists, but he's had performances that have rivaled what Terra's been able to put out.
Jerky's always been the linchpin of this team. Well, it has been Terra who's exploding, trust me, doing the leading. Everyone else just being reliably skilled in their defined roles. Jerky's always been the one that it's fell upon. We're going to play Mantis. You need to play Mantis. We're going to...
Oh, no, 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 no. Not in my pro play, chat. Not in my pro play.
Not like that one.
Not in my pro play. No.
A smile as he gets a 2K with the penny
No.
setup. But if there's anybody that wants to go for these early plays, it's going to be them. Liquid Citadel, we already taken a player down, but let's listen how they want to try to poise for this attack.
I think we should be walking in once.
Yeah.
We kind of just got him.
You can just damage it to me. Damage it.
Try to take this top.
Invisible? Yeah, we need to take top from Elsa.
Take it top.
I don't care. I don't care.
I can grab in here. I can grab in here.
Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back.
Target.
My glow.
There's mines, by the way, on that left door. Like, on that left door.
Don't walk.
Get out of here.
I'm breaking mines. Mines are gone.
Damage to me.
Take a turn. Take a turn.
Yeah, damage to me. Ready. 3, 2, 1. Damage.
That was the Razor live listen in. It was breaking lines, might be breaking ankles now as Na'Vi are put under the pressure on the objective.
Turn taken, but it might be time to turn back here for Team Liquid Citadel as Na'Vi are going to take theirs off the back of Rajro's drawn greatsword. Still would appear that Team Liquid Citadel have been able to earn themselves some space here, taking down the mine spin. He has to be cautious of the ground above him to make sure they aren't flanked upon too easily. A lot of damage taken here by the Penny Parker. You can see the anti-heal was put over there onto Rajro. It seems like there's going to be enough pressure taken away though as Terra finds energy in the neutral.
Had to back out again. Liquid might be sort of getting a taste of their own medicine here as Veswa is taken out on the exit. There's still 2 minutes left, plenty of time, and it seems calm in the comms from the Razor listening that we just had for Team Liquid Citadel. But NAVI know that this composition's very good. We get to see them try it out themselves, and so far,
Oh,
it's
are they going to try to
working.
portal? They're going to try to portal in.
All calm and collected for Liquid Citadel. And so we're going to go for a new approach, going for an early teleport with 2 minutes on the clock here. It doesn't mean we're not going to have an emergency one towards the end, Ryan.
This was the OG map to go for the early portal plays. It's a little bit later in the day, but it's not right at the end, so it's somewhere in the middle ground. Liquid Citadel need to be careful as it's not going to be available in OT if they get full held here on Shin Shibuya.
Fully stacked ultimates for a bunch of our teams, speedily making moves towards the back line, but the invisible boundary is drawn up to try and stop it. Still an overlay here from NAVI. Could be a brutal mistake. A rescue from Cooper on the other side. There's extra healing to go on.
Vess is alone, bro. Vess, you can't be alone like that, man.
Starts to begin, but trust me, just being taken away from the point by the constant knockback of the Gambit team up. And Cooper's still alive and kicking, throwing out the cards when they're needed the most. NAVI are going to start the TP on back. Fate's given up a charge towards a Raging Royal Flush to allow for yet another defense. Energy.
Oh, this is a good positioning. This is really good positioning by Energy. Really good positioning.
Fate's the one switching over to the Stranger. It means a Jerky has to immediately switch on over. He's going to Gambit.
Oh, Terra didn't get much with the Gladrox. Would have been, but Energy didn't get anything either. Both for Gladrox is not going to be getting too much in the way of value, and Rajra also can't find too much with the Meteor M.
Nice, nice. Come on. Come on, Liquid.
In by the temptation.
Come on, Liquid.
Turn this one around. The Yancey's recharge just
Come on, Liquid.
Oh,
they got it. They got it. They got it. They got it. We have ourselves a game, chat. We have ourselves. I thought they were going to get full held. I was kind of scared, but we got ourselves a game.
They want to keep themselves in this choice of NAVI that so far, like, played up the strategy. They're going to keep Trust Me over on the Penny. And Jerky switching on to various different characters now onto a 2-2-2 setup again. Never mind, there goes to Penny. Gambit's back in the hands of level 1 Crook. And that old default composition, I suppose, for NAVI is back in their hands. And Liquid Citadel still on what they've been on so far this best of 5.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Veswar switch here after their next felling. Going up against this many guns on the thing is not a fun experience, but let's have a clobbering time to try and open up the next fight. Polly has to stay away from that window. Can't afford to get grabbed by Jerky. Would appear they aren't even going to go for Barnet Cook there, knowing that Team Liquid Citadel are too disciplined to pull those Ultrex.
There goes Veswar trying to go in and go push past. The clobbering time is only going to hit Rajaro, and then somehow
nice job to back up so you don't get hit.
Is there. It's built up level 1 Crook, a Royal Flush, and NAVI hold.
Now Team Liquid Citadel, they're going to do their old bait and switch, disengage as fast as they can. Polly's going to be the primary target. Does Jerky want to go even further with this is the question. With Polly going down, it might not be the best economic moment to make it work, and Terra can't find
good trap, good trap. Make sure no one goes in that corner.
Impact in hand. Things have calmed down a little bit more in the end, but Veswar, after using clobbering time, has had a good opportunity to go and reset over to the
that corner is very dangerous. He just messed up, but
not really going to bank and build up any more ultimates. Really want another Royal Flush if you can help it, but right now everybody else is pretty much topped up.
Speedily can make the move with the Rage of Ultron. We know how quickly he finds those off angles off the back of his shift, and the damage boost on themselves as well. Here we go, Speedily looks for the angle, but it's answered by the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier around the back. Energy was looking for some of the Gladrox, but all they find is Terra, and they find themselves a little Elsa diff in the midst of all of this. NAVI counter-strike, the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier was enough, and Team Liquid Citadel put in so many resources for nothing.
It's Energy going again for this like flank play with the Apex Predator, but the whole building fell down on top of him.
I don't know.
No,
this is not his first LAN event, chat. I was going to say, Energy's a very young kid, and I think he's 18 years old or something, but it's not his first LAN, but I don't know if he's nervous or something.
Big ones used up from Liquid Citadel. They don't have much.
He usually plays much better.
With the Meteor Ram, but look at this, a very aggressive usage of the invisible boundary. Can you try and shut down Nero, who hides away for now? Energy just going to be the
nice, good pick, good pick.
Inside of the invisible boundary for too long, they could not have the heals delivered, and this is the opening that Citadel were waiting for.
It's who blinks first there. Rajaro wanted to try to use the invisible boundary to disguise where that Meteor M was coming in on, but it just makes him an easy target for Speedery to actually blow him straight up the sky. Spider Sweeper for Polly might be the thing to springboard to get onto this second checkpoint. But all through that, Liquid Citadel holding on, and Veswar's almost got another clobbering time.
Apex Predator, they're just going to sell for Veswar, and Veswar might be enough for Spider Sweep.
You got it, dude. Terra's a raid boss, bro. Oh, trust me too, bro. And NAVI is just such a good team, man.
And this map choice is
6 seconds,
good.
chat. 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Come on, Vess. Come on, Vess.
But now it's just a case of being able to try to.
Yeah, they got it. They got it. Oh, but they lost energy early. But he had a touch. He had a touch, chat. You guys can't say anything about that. He had a touch.
Now he's so good on the Doctor Strange, but will it be enough here? Going up against the Kraken Impact, taken low, looking for a reset. The focus.
Oh, Liquid Citadel has no ults. No, this might be GG's. They have Fate ult too.
vigorous fights for Terra Firma and fights for a grand finals. They're nearly at the match point. Team Liquid Citadel are crumbling away, and NAVI go up to match point 2-1.
Bro, they threw. They could have full held them, dude.
Liquid Citadel a taste of how Shin Shibuya works for EMEA. We saw a good amount of it in preseason, but
they
for
could have
stage
threw
one,
the
for literally
bro.
Nobody wanted to touch
bro.
it. Nobody wanted to fight for it. And it's another top performance from the Vanguards. Every win that we've seen from Navi has either been Trust Me or Rajaro. This time, pretty sure it's the
It all started with them trying to hold close, chat. It all started with them trying to hold close, but they can't hold close because they could see your, I think they could even see your gun poking through the wall. Bro,
a counter strat in towards how
ever since that moment, it started going downhill.
Off the back of masterful baiting as they disengaged from the Gambit
masterful
ultimates.
baiting.
This time it would appear that Navi are a little bit more cowed.
I think they're taking a break
with how they were chasing after those one fights to make sure that it couldn't be turned against them, even in a 4 versus 6 scenario.
And it was just the coordination of like, okay, we're making this Penny Ultron work ourselves. It was available. It's something that Liquid Citadel was so focused on what we need that they weren't looking too much outside of the obvious culprits of who you're taking out. It does mean that like Navi had the chance to mirror exactly what Team Liquid Citadel was setting up for the most part. Main difference, I think, being is like a one-sided Magneto versus like the Rocket.
If they go to a break, I want to show you guys what I mean.
Was able to do quite a lot on it in the end. Veerbacks mean that any few eliminations that came in against
you can't
Navi
look at matches until the full match is done, right? So if I wanted to go look at the Navi versus Citadel match right here, I have to wait until the whole series is done. They don't do individual matches, right?
International event, making it free for free. But it also means that the map pool opens up again.
You can watch it now? Okay.
Convergence and Convoy all available to choose for Team Liquid Citadel.
I want to show you guys what I mean.
An open one, right? Because it's been good for them up until that series up against Navi. But you've got the likes of Spider Islands, which has looked good for them. Saw them play it against Swamp. Swamp picked it. Didn't quite work in the end. Even the likes of like Central Park is a potential option. The thing that worries me, though, is that Krakoa was the choice of Team Liquid Citadel when they had Domination open again, and they can't go for that. We've already seen it. We already saw how rough it went for the top team of the Americas.
26-1 is an astonishing record, Ryan. But when the 1 is the most recent...
Hello, chat. I want to try to do this fast before they get their next game. So I can show you guys, so you guys can learn not to hold that position, dude.
A bunch of maps they've been playing in scrims. Maybe they'll go to like an old classic of Penny Parker. It seems that Penny Parker is their chosen strategy for this tournament, and that means maybe like a Central Park or Spider Islands, as you said. Those are both great Penny maps. Symbolic Surface could also be on the docket as well.
Pretty much everything that we haven't seen so far is available and open, other than Thebes. Yeah, we're not getting that just yet. That would be crazy to see in a game like this. But I think one thing to sort of realistically know is there was the change. If you go to Domination, you did ban out Storm right at the end there. It was protected for the second map, and it was left open, which was probably one of the things.
I don't think you can watch it.
Life a lot harder on Domination.
No, you can't. You
A little
can't.
bit more prevalent.
Oh my God.
Navi feel like the draft has been essentially the same. They have an idea and a plan that they're sticking to, and so far it's working. For Liquid Citadel, it's just those minor adjustments coming in. Like I mentioned, trust me, getting the MVP of that one, Rajaro was going to be able to get it in the first map. And that's right, it's been all the Vanguards, which is sort of what is expected when you have sort of 4 of the best frontliners in the world. And I'm saying that because 3 of them are from Europe.
Well, I think we can all just soak in these stats. Look how much damage Level 1 Crook is doing, by the way, on the Gambit. Like, Cooper and Gambit, both incredibly aggressive. Or rather, Cooper and Crook are both incredibly aggressive on the Gambit.
Small mistake costed you that whole game, bro. I wouldn't say it costed them the whole game, but I'm pretty sure, chat, 27 seconds remaining, bro. You almost, I mean, they do have Glartrox. I mean, not Glartrox. They do have,
And it's
Gambit ult. Your team almost has Gambit ult. I think he was trying to go for a play, but dude, I understand he has Elsa ult, chat, but he is trying to hide so he can get a surprise, you know, ult. But how are you going to do a surprise ult if they know where you are, brother? Look at this. Look, they put up a shield. He turns the corner, goes gold, and just kills him. And then once that happens, bro.
Up until they saw that they were going to potentially use it for the mid-season finals, they're probably sort of trading secrets, trading scrims, seeing exactly what the answers are going to be. But here,
chat, it's not just her gun, dude. It's not gun. Look, you can see.
Because it has been
chat, what is that? What is that? It's not just her gun that's poking out. If you're over here, what is that?
But
What is that?
Ryan, after all, for a big Marvel event, what would it
What
be
is
without
that?
a few gratifying shots of New York being destroyed?
What is that? You can see those right there, bro. You're not
This is
hiding.
a terrible Jeff map, though.
Yeah, well, when we had the team up with Storm.
Oh, that's true.
Jeff NATO, but I think I also like Frostmountain got a touch. He's one of like the sort of main Storm players. He was like the Storms are using the wrong team up, using the form one.
I can't read that sign.
You have to hold it still. I can't read that.
I think
I
it said
can't.
show
You
them
have
some
chat,
TLC.
bro. If
Sorry,
you're gonna hold
Ryan's
up a
got
sign,
glasses.
make sure it's still so we can read it.
I have tender loving cataracts.
Show them some TLC. I like that. I like that. Go Team Liquid Citadel. Go Cooper. I heart Cooper. I heart Cooper, I'm guessing.
You have to hold it still, like Jeff, to bring it back to most important character. I would say, like Cozy there, like you either love or you hate Jeff, right? 50-50. I think most people love Jeff as a character. Jeff players, however, they can go play.
Ooh, I like this, bro. This is what I love. Again, armed and dangerous. Team Liquid, Citadel. Let's go. Hey, let's go, Citadel. Team Liquid. I love that, bro. I love the art. I love the art.
Hear that again and again from the other room. As he is here.
Yeah, Eli is here.
I think there's even going to be some desk appearances as well from some of the voice actors, which is terrifying. I like the silent voice actors. Hello, nice to be here. Voice like, it made me jump.
Hey, the Psylocke voice actor is so nice.
You know? Like it's a very important part to have the fierceness within them. And yeah, we're very thankful to Marvel, to all of our voice actors, to the venue staff here who've been incredibly accommodating. For venue just looks absolutely fantastic. And thankful to you, our audience here in Los Angeles, California, to coming out and seeing the best that Marvel Rivals has to offer in terms of players.
I think that's the main one. Like, we had the event mid-season finals in China last year. We had grand finals at DreamHack Atlanta, sort of like amongst that event. Here it's our own separate thing. And I kind of like that, right? Like, we have our own little space that is just for, like, the esports scene, but there's also a collection, a celebration of the game with the performance early. I believe there's another one later on as well. So, really, pretty much all of the flags and banners are out for Marvel Rivals to celebrate what's just been, like, 18 months. Not really the best, like, anniversary sort of thing to go off of, but more stuff to come in the future. Even with a winner of this, you've got the Hood joining the game next week. So, straight back to the drawing board, and probably the next character after that by the time that stage 2 happens, if I can read a calendar, which I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah, like
Level 1 crook.
Seems like probably it's going to be like a gun-based Vanguard. And for last time we got one of those, Vanguard Deadpool, it's shifted up the meta considerably. And we got to remember that he's also going to anchor a team up with Jubilee as well, which might drag Jubilee into the meta.
I don't think Team Liquid Citadel looks too happy, chat.
Magic, when we have Kingsman on a team that's actually qualified for stage 2 as a sub.
John name drop today, aren't you?
I mean, we can go from there. Who else have we not mentioned? I haven't spoken about Jay3.
Yeah, what about Jay3? He's handsome.
I mean, usually it's the ball telepathy that sort of we can talk to each other that
Usually
way.
we just talk to each other over distances.
Pretty much. I have him on mute for the most time, like in comms, but like it's common. But like lots of people watch party, and even some of the other talent that isn't here. As well,
why am I catching a random stray, bro? Why did I just? Why he say fuck me for?
Just these moments, I suppose, of like the whole region, whether you're like involved in esports scene a lot, whether you're just sort of one of the main content.
What? Wait, hold up.
Deadpool, it's shifted up the meta considerably, and we got to remember that he's also going to anchor a team up with Jubilee as well, which might drag Jubilee into the meta with constant access to that hit scan healing.
And Magic, when we have Kingsman on a team that's actually qualified for stage 2 as a sub.
John name drop today, aren't you?
I mean, we can go from there. Who else have we not mentioned? I haven't spoken about Jay3.
Yeah, what about Jay3? He's handsome.
I mean, usually it's the ball telepathy that sort of we can talk to.
Thank you. At least.
Over distances.
Pretty much.
At least, like, they called me handsome, chat. Is that a true or is that a true? Thank you.
The last match
Thank you.
of our winners finals, Ryan.
And it's been almost 4 months since either of these teams have lost a series. And like I said, in that amount of time, we have had Black Cat, we have had
Don't trust me
the likes of Devil Dinosaur,
around
Cyclops,
your
Jubilee
supports. Ooh, I like
added.
that.
And in that time, Navi and
I
Team
like
Liquid
that.
Citadel have dropped a couple of rounds, a couple of maps, but never a complete series. They're sort of looking exactly the same so far.
Oh,
but
Team
Navi
Liquid
have put a little bit
Citadel
more
saving the
pressure
Ultron.
over on getting the Adam out early with the one-sided mag potentially still being open, but maybe a little bit later on.
Okay, mirror draft coming through. Question is here, are Team Liquid Citadel once again going to protect Polly's Penny?
I think one of the things to highlight too so far is like the map choices that have come in. Both teams on their map choices have finished a map.
Ooh, that's a ban. Interesting.
Seeing it come in a little bit later, but yeah, Emma Frost.
Chat, it's getting a little spicy up in here. It's getting a little spicy. Emma Frost and the Adam Warlock
They want
ban.
to make sure that they don't get full held on.
And they saved Magneto. That is a huge save from Team Liquid Citadel. That means Vest can play the, what do you call it? What do you call it?
Cooper, maybe a Storm.
Oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? The Magneto, and that means
this is probably one of the better
that means
be taken away from you because trust me,
they don't have to play Penny. They could play Emma as their second tank.
So looking at this, again, no Mantis available for either of the sides, and when you get onto these certain game modes, Loki and Adam become a little bit more of a prevalent focus to just stop copies, to stop be right backs being aplenty, but that is still available and still protected for Navi in the end. Pretty much has been the same drafts other than that small change, just to make sure that some of that frontline power, certainly that was coming from Trust Me or Rajaro, as both were able to play the Emma Frost, not going to have it in hand.
For those of you uninitiated to the deep lore of esports, NAVI, Natus Vincere, Latin. It means born to win, and they are currently one map from doing so. Los Angeles, do you think the Liquid Citadel can defy being born to win?
Bro, Team Liquid Citadel, it's not that Team Liquid Citadel is losing, chat. They're beating themselves, bro. This could be 2-1 Citadel, but they threw.
Does that mean you think that Navi are going to win?
Yeah, I think that means that they think that Team Liquid Citadel are going to go to a fifth map. That wasn't the best constructed sentence I've ever made, but...
Okay, let's see this, chat. Let's get it.
I think that's Mombi being stupid, but certainly one thing to say is that these two teams are smart and well-versed in what each other want to try to play up in the end. But it's the triple strategist again for Team Liquid Citadel on the attack with the...
Oh my god!
And Trust Me has taken energy out again instantly.
Oh my god!
The oldest
oh my god!
book, baby. Still works. That one's going on Reddit.
It's a great way to start. And Trust Me has tried to pull out as much Penny as possible in the early days. Little did we know how much of a prevalent focus of the meta it is going to be. But it means that Magneto's available on Vesua, so a bit more balance.
Oh my god! I've been there now. I've been there, chat. I don't know if you guys remember the Jay3 incident on Overwatch when I was playing. I was playing Tracer. I don't know if you guys remember that.
From a top-tier strategist, Terra needs to find an opening on the other side. Is playing aggressively because they know that without Rajaro, there needs to be some kind of retribution given. Trust Me's already fallen down as well, and so Navi just have to feed onto the car.
There you go, Energy. Come on, let the rage within you out. Come on, Energy.
A bit of a window to not have to go for a pot play this early, sort of sprint in.
Wait, you
check up as much as they possibly can with this setup. But
Mango, did they show it again?
Down from Team Liquid Citadel.
A wide cyberweb snare shuts down Energy midway through their Bionic Cook, and Navi are happy to just slowly walk back here rather than expending their portal early.
Speedily just taking pot shots of Fate as much as possible. Still not built up that Rage of Ultron, which in early patches we might have seen 2 of them by now, but it's a little bit slower later in the day. Invisible Boundary is going to be in first for Nero.
Nero gets aggressive, and Trust Me's fallen down. Level 1 Croc and Fate are still so far away from their own ultimates. They can't rescue Trust Me and Rajaro, and this could be ruinous as Terra tries to turn this one around. But Glatrox grabs one. Turkey's got 2 final blows, but Level 1 Crook's fallen on down. And now only with the healing of the Ultron, surely it's going to be untenable.
That's a good...
Oh! Rajaro is too late. Instantly gets out. Moves away.
Jumping in like,
so close, bro. If they had one extra second, chat. One extra second.
And the portal
so close.
Up in the end. Yeah, Jerky showing that even on a strategy.
Just to let you guys know, if someone says 1 second is not a long time, just show them that clip. If they had 1 second extra, they would have touched that point. 1 second extra could have been the change of the game.
All the way, want to do the same here on Midtown.
All right, often we see easy second points after that first point has been taken against the 3-3 compositions. But with Terra being that backstop, maybe it's
good weight, good weight.
Out from their cover, looking to try and finish this.
Oh! Rajaro! That's not Rajaro! That's LeBron James!
Both crushed under the might.
How did he get 2?
And speedily thought he was being coy, sitting around the corner waiting for the invisible boundary and just getting the end of what was the royal flush from Cooper. But Rajaro only has one thing to do with that Meteor M, and it's to slam down the Ultron into the ground, mix him with the shrapnel. And now NAVI holding the map, the payload in a strong position. It's hard to retake from here, but Liquid Citadel having to push through with 2 Vanguard ults.
So now it's Vespa's turn. Finally has the mag in hand. They told me he was the best mag in the world, but he's going to be doing it without energy. And now Vespa's isolated, down to only 100 HP. Tries to turn around with a meteor and grabbing level 1 crook. It's a masterful maneuver from this one.
Oh my God, Vess. Vess is a raid boss. Come on, Vess.
On all cylinders. Welcome back, Master of Magnetism once again.
So much focus goes on Vespa being one of the best Magnetos in the world. He hasn't had the chance to really play it so far, but NAVI left it open. It was protected in the end. More of that focus coming through, and more of the push goes on as Jerky is last to be taken out, as NAVI didn't want to take the fight.
I will say, and I'm not trying to glaze him, and I know Vess's mom is here, but I do think Vess is like the mag player. He's one of the, he probably is the best mag player.
Oh, he's been spotted though.
I don't know why they're not saving mag for him.
At least grab a few from Terra, but Invisible Boundary forced out.
Yeah, but Nero's Invisible Boundary was too far back.
TTK is a really good mag player, chat. I love TTK, but like, the thing that I've seen Vess do has been insane, and he is consistently consistent. Like, I'm talking about like a high 60, maybe even a low 70% accuracy. Duep is really good too.
Terra's been revived, but Energy's taken down Fate on the other side, and Rajro just needs to try and hold the line now.
Good job by Speedery keeping Energy up there too.
The sword has been drawn, it sinks into the flesh of NAVI.
Nice.
Liquid Citadel continue their roll.
Polly, the Spider Sweeper, was just chipping away.
Come on, keep it up, keep it up.
Chipping away whatever resources NAVI had available to fight in that one. But Liquid Citadel, they're making so much use out of the rocket. The battle recall beaten for both sides has kept those fights going in the end. But it means that Liquid Citadel, if they're pushed, they're in a player disadvantage, 5 versus 6. They're still not afraid to go for some of the big ultimate dedications, knowing that a player's going to be back very soon. And with these compositions, nobody's playing flanks to try to clear it up.
Energy playing smart. Just getting extra push on the car, already having ult, not willing to feed the stretch itself. Speedly's getting active once again. Extra damage boost over onto level 1 crook. Will there be any fuel here for the Invisible Woman? Terra just gets it done in midair. A nice bounce of a living bullet. Now it's Vespa's turn to try and turn this one around. Jerky might be the primary victim. Indeed, he will.
Nice.
So much damage has been done. And Energy has said, don't you dare forget about me, mate, because I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
It's just a trade-off. Speedway's using these Rage of Ultrons. It's forcing out the Meteor M for Rajaro, but because it's not matched with the mirror compositions now, it means that Vespa has a bit more freedom to go for eliminations, to go for picks, to force this back, and now V pretty much sent all the way back to these spawn doors. Very little to work with ultimates. Jerky very close to a Kraken's impact. And trust me now, Strangling Prison's it's thrown out. It's managed to catch a few, but not enough.
There's 3 in there, trust me though. Doesn't have the backup to make it work. Nero just plays on the outside, brings up the Invisible Boundary and plays it safe. Jerky's been returned, yes, but trust me, can't even make it to the car. They're so close to the goal because we aren't amplified for the last chance, and Jerky might be the one to make it work. Yet another reset, yet another res. Nero can't go anywhere. Their roll is slowed on the other side, but Jerky just has to settle for zoning. Instead moves over onto Vespa, getting rid of the Magneto, walled away from the remainder of the team.
Clever from NAVI. You've got the Strangling Prison and Kraken's impact combination potentially to come in, but having the Groot use his ultimate first, it forces the Invisible Boundary on the other side, which means that Jerky has a bit more freedom to just go for the picks. And even with 3 strategists, it's not enough to keep those members of Team Liquid Citadel alive. Terra's now the one sat with an Apex Predator, seeing if he can sort of sneak around, but with many traps, making sure that Team Liquid Citadel can't take any of this high ground to put this pressure and make these off angles a little bit more troublesome on the defense.
3D Pig's going to be everything. Fake goes down to a mine from
Yo, how you doing? How you doing?
That must have been a crazy flank, but
Come on, guys. You guys have to finish it, bro.
Now Speedly's on the other side as well. Perma-slowed is Polly, who all they can do is Spider sweep away from the action. Energy and Vespa just go for a quick reset, and Polly just tries to rescue Nero, who has brutally been staggered.
He was so close to finding the pick onto Crook that is forced to use that Invisible Boundary. Fate getting eliminated. He's not able to use his own be right back, so he was going to be out for a good portion of time. And watching it from Polly's perspective,
yeah, it's a nice hold by NAVI. This is a great push by Citadel for so far, but I want them to finish it, bro. If you're going to start something, you got to finish it, right?
His people may need him, but who are his people? Rajro looks for a victim, is going to settle for a little bit of extra damage on Polly, but that's just going to be converted to support. Oh, what is that? A solo ultimate onto NRG, and the pocket isn't quite there, but the resurrection will be on the other side. Level 1 Crook's been found in the back. Team Liquid Citadel using absolutely everything.
Come on, Vest. Come on, Vest. Come on, Vest. No!
It's a beautiful shield from Rajro.
Good shield by Roger. Oh, come on, Energy. Come on, Energy. Come on, Energy. Come on, Energy. This is your moment to shine. Come on, Energy. Come on, Energy. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going.
And NAVI found themselves between it, have their own Kraken's impact, and Terra's gone to Blade.
Yes.
Trying to get away, coming in with the Blade, extra staying power off the back of the
Oh,
soul.
oh, so close. He doesn't have blue though. He doesn't have blue.
Because of the Yarn Amplifier once again is taken down in record time inside of the invisible boundary.
Oh, nice penny nest, by the way, by Pauly. No one's saying anything, but that was a huge nest right there from Pauly. It takes a whole cart too.
Team Liquid Citadel sweep it through. Unbelievable offense.
No time left, but I think you're still going to take it. Every time we've seen these maps coming from Team Liquid Citadel, they've pushed
nice,
it all
they finished it, chat.
And
you know, I just want to say this could easily be 3-1 right now. If Team Liquid Citadel wins this, this could be easily 3-1 for them.
Those shields saving from
if they didn't sell last game. I hope someone tells Energy that he can't hide there ever again, because your gun and your feet poke out.
Navi though, this is where the last ban is concerning. They got rid of that storm, which would have been most useful in breaking the spawn hold, but Team Liquid Citadel didn't even need it. They broke that first hold so quickly, Ryan. And that means that now you can have the Gambit in so many of these compositions as well, if you want, on Team Liquid Citadel.
The elimination's very much leading towards Liquid Citadel. Final hits for Energy, 16. But I want to highlight Nero, 22-1.
16 finals for Energy.
They did win earlier. Nero only died once. And it's looking the same here.
By the way, before this game starts, I just want to let you guys know some good news. I was just confirmed, and I can't tell you guys. Cozy and Shib are doing the finals.
The Gambit's available, which it is. He wants to go for the rocket, obviously, on the defense to just make
sure
they
have
the recall.
It's going to be some good casting.
And Navi knows the kind of compositions that are coming into place. And Jerky having the Storm wasn't available for Liquid Citadel on their attack. It's been working against the Penny Ultron.
Yeah, that's been very useful against the Penny Ultron, usually used in tandem with the Punisher. We're not seeing it this time.
It's just going to be Terra actually seeing if we can get a little bit more involved. Already some big cooldowns used in the end. The damage boost is going to put everybody on Navi in a poised position to force back Liquid Citadel, but Bulwark's used up from Rajara just from all of this trash damage just thrown their way on the defense.
Oh, another couple of mines take out Fate. Poly's been very good with placing those, and Navi are already back to the drawing board.
And it's also like Fate, right? It's Rocket. He's got really good mobility to get out of those situations, but it's Fate going down twice. Like we sort of mentioned, it's the same sort of role for Nero. Can't be losing out on one of those players, but at the very least it means that the recall beacon's not going to be used upon the attack, but the attack hasn't really gone anywhere.
And she has so much staying power as well, using that Sonic team up from the Emma. The clone won't go away until you destroy it, and Polly places themselves in front of this point. Harris got such a safe position. Jerky's moved over onto the Wolverine.
Oh, no. Oh, good pull. Good pull.
Just being absolutely sublime. The champion that America's needed.
Yeah, they called him Nero, chat. That's what I said, Nero.
Just having the extra little bit of appeal to work.
You guys were making fun of me because I said it.
In play yesterday, seen FMCL play it a little bit days, and obviously Crazy Kitty. Just to find picks, because with these compositions, eliminations are hard to come by.
Okay, Gambit never folds, declares Crook, but Speedly is going to be thinking in the other direction. Polly goes down, but Polly comes back. It's a cycle that's continued to roll for Team Liquid Citadel. Well, Nero finally gets found, and Terra says, I am done here. I will clear the path by hook or by level crook.
Actually able to get things going, but Ultimate's dedicated pretty hard there, Rolling Thunder, Kraken's impact. Energy actually going for a very early portal play, so we might not have that much time to wait for Navi. They want to try and clear up that distance, but might need
Can't hate some Bucky gameplay, chat. Can't hate some Bucky gameplay.
Last stand ready to go already. Jerky has used their team up, and now we're going to try and run down Polly. Extra means to try and follow them through as they move over to
Ooh, okay, Jerky. Ooh! If he got that kill in the air, that would have been aura.
Good from Team Liquid Citadel. Their comms are so clean, but Vess was in the middle of all these players. Can you possibly try and
another steal.
Energy looks above it. Swajro crushes down onto Cooper. Pest control has arrived.
But this is really good. This is really good for Liquid Citadel. Not only do they have another touch, though, Liquid Citadel has ults. They could come back with ults, chat. Navi has nothing.
To just dive onto their opponent.
Navi has nothing.
He just dives back to wait and see if he can get a little bit of the extra help and set up. But Veswa now leaping in on Angela to see if he can stall.
Oh my goodness, so much HP is already gone, but Polly's managed to make it over onto the point. Veswa gets resurrected. Polly is so deep, has used the slider sweep of the additional HP.
Guys, we have to use our ults.
Means more damage for me, bro. Navi can just play this slow.
The Wolverine is absolutely earning top dollar here for Na'Vi. VR back means that Rajaro, he was the only elimination against him, but he's going to be back to the fray very quickly as Liquid Citadel are trying to sustain themselves.
Veswa grabbed, great counter pull coming through from the side of Nero, going down to bring out the axes of Icors. Level 1 Crook says it's now or never, and so it's time to raise the royal stakes.
Nice shots by Terra. Oh my god, his tracking is insane right now.
But Speedley's fallen down on the other side. Level 1 Crook of Shades of Thanos. Fine, I'll do it myself. Ooh. And Terra's going to be the last one to come through with a triple KO.
Yo, someone check this guy's PC, bro. Nah, someone check this guy's PC.
Go to second.
Every time we highlight Terra being in these winning moments
check his
Na'Vi,
PC.
there's always a little bit of a flash with the way that he plays. The highlight reel just keeps adding on to our import from the Americas to EMEA. But that was also the Royal Flush dedicated from Crook, and there was no answer for Team Liquid Citadel at this point. The fight is still going on.
Another jump pack for Jerky. Another task for Nero. He hasn't missed one of these yet, but can you save now? Just trying to disengage. The Rage of Ultron moves on forward, but they're going from the low ground here, which isn't ideal for Speedly's survivability. Jerky looking for the grab. A great parry coming through from Veswa, and then expended the jump pack as well. So
where the hell is he going, bro? Felt like he was going to the next map.
Ready to punish them. Not going to get reset upon here after Energy brought in their own Kraken impact. Can Veswa escape? No. The cart's in the way. So too are the rest of Na'Vi. The body blocks are strong, but so too is the contest. The cart won't be moving, but the bodies pile up.
Uh-oh, chat. This is not looking good for Citadel, bro. They need to stop Terra right now. Terra,
he's just so involved in these engagements.
Terra is a different human right now, bro. They need to stop him.
Poised, Speedily is going to move over to the Black Cat to see if he can shut down stuff and dive the backline.
Last stand from Jerky. It's double bubbled. Great stuff from Veswa. Quick grab. That's going to be the regenerative healing factor. Needs to get back to the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. Extra damage. Veswa waiting for a victim. Is going to settle for Messiah, but the rest of Na'Vi is still on in here. Rajaro goes himself, trying to follow after the strategist. He wants Cooper so bad. He gets him too. Veswa's gone down.
What are we doing?
To the Drakes to try and make something work, but they
what are we
don't
doing?
have the hope and they don't have the prowess. Na'Vi move to last.
And Liquid Citadel were trying to just set up in that fight speedily on the Black Cat, went for the flank. And
what are we doing?
Like, hello, son, I am sending you back to spawn. I'll see you again in about 30 seconds' time. Energy's going for another portal play, forcing the fights. It's like watching Swamp Gaming all over again.
Well, in these narrow corridors, that's where Team Liquid Citadel want to be with their double shield. The first grab goes awry. Jerky still goes on in, does the extra damage, gets isolated temporarily.
Oh, good grab, good grab, good grab.
Control of the Wolverine. They tugged on the leash, and indeed they dragged him down. Rajaro with a self-bubble looks towards Cooper, wants to find that backliner, and trust me, he's going to start to cook. It would appear that Terra's willing to join them. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, but each of them has a Michelin star when it comes to cooking the Americas.
Yo, he didn't get the reset.
One after the other, these ultimates being swung in from Na'Vi.
Oh my god, the supports on Liquid Citadel keeping him alive there is insane, dude.
The spawns have flipped. They're playing towards the attacking side.
Okay, never mind. There goes the supports of Citadel.
It's just pot luck with these grabs.
It was a good stall of time, though. And they forced so many resources out from Na'Vi. 3 ultimates.
The Black Cat. Speedery on Black Cat. Wait a minute.
Stands. Like Rock hasn't built up the Royal Flush.
Is he staying Black Cat? He almost has ult.
Trust me, moving away from the strain.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, he's staying Black Cat.
Team Liquid Citadel, that they didn't have the cleanse in there from the Gambit, now going onto the thing to really make this a battle in the streets. He's not
staying on Black Cat.
This is the final defensive bastion for the Citadel. Every brick blessed by the blood of martyrs, hard-earned and hard-fought for Jerky, looking for a victim. All they can find is a CC immune Emma Frost right now as they slash away, and Fate tries to rescue them with the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. The extra damage from Veswa means that they move through the Cosmic Yarn rather quickly, but can the healing be delivered? It would appear.
Nice survive there from Vess.
Speedily can combine to make that work, but now in isolation once again, and Veswa doubles down. They didn't have the second bit of pocketing. Terra's starting to make a move. A Kraken impact slows down Terra, and Energy's in on the chase with Rotterdam, ducking into the corner, picking up a health pack. There will be no resets this day, and they've run out of energy in midair.
No way, bro. No way, bro.
Speedily is just being in the
no way, bro.
Rasharo, but it goes on. Clobbering time comes.
Come on, Vess. Come on, Vess.
He's not able to get too much. BTRM's not going to match for Vespa, but he's on the point to try and stall his 20 seconds left.
That's the second time that happened.
Prepare for the glass rocks. The Apex Predator is on the fields of EU that it was born, raised, and bred. A taste for blood, and he's going to be eating well. This is going to be additional rounds, surely, as Nero's going to be the last drag of defense. Team Liquid Citadel have to do this
this one again.
I know this is the upper bracket finals, chat, and we still have the lower bracket finals and the grand finals, but this definitely feels like the grand fucking finals, bro. Like, this is literally neck and neck. It is this is a really good series, bro.
And now for NAVI,
Terra is 55-8 with 27 finals.
But trust me, having 27 final hits, even in the moments that Jerky has been absolutely feasting and farming on the likes of Wolverine. Terra wants to be the winner, the leader, the MVP, the poster child of Marvel Rivals Esports, and he's doing it against the best team from his own region.
Long told have been the tales, Ryan, of Terra being the best player in the world, but never did he have a proper crown. A missed mid-season, a missed championship with 100 Thieves as well. They couldn't find the accolades they deserve, but now
Jay can't do what Terra can do. Who do you think is Terra's coach, chat? Why do you think I was late to stream today?
Superstar with the help of Liquid.
Come on, guys.
And a couple of players from the old NAVI and FlyQuest. He's been pretty much stuck on the same character. It's been the whole game plan for Team Liquid CITADEL. If it doesn't quite work here, they've got another best of 5 and potentially another best of 7 to follow to see if they can work it out.
If anyone was going to stop NAVI, it was always going to be this team, Team Liquid CITADEL. #1 in the Americas. Do they know about Jerky's approach? A quick grab and
Oh, that guy got deleted! Bro, they definitely VOD review him going up there because there's no way they set a trap there and a Wolverine up there. They knew he was going up there, bro. They stole everything. They even took his pockets.
Pretty much half of the time.
Who steals someone's pockets?
Liquid CITADEL. They need to find ways to work. If there's any push room, Polly moving away from the penny for the first time onto the thing.
Speedily, that means that no more Ultron can't get the team up, not worth playing. Instead, moves over onto the Wolverine. He's going to take matters into his own hands. Agency aplenty for the Wolverine. Jerky just going to patrol along the high ground. Speedly's been seen on the approach. Has already popped their team up. Misses the leap, though. Rajro with the parry on the self-bubble.
A window
10
of
seconds.
Time, deep breaths for Liquid CITADEL as 45 meters is not going to be enough, and energy going down. The beer back means it's going to be used up early. Ultimate's about to come online as Jerky's trying to get involved and trying to get a pick.
Terra's almost got the Apex Predator already. Just doing so much damage in all of these battles, but trust me, he's going to be the first one there with the Strangling Prison. Looking towards the back, they want Nero real bad, but for now, Team Liquid CITADEL are holding strong, but they've lost Nero in the back.
No. This is bad, bro. This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. They have to stay on point. Good job, Polly. Good job, Polly. Good ult by Cooper. Come on, guys. Come on, Team Liquid. There's only 2 people alive on Team Liquid.
I'll keep you here. I'll keep the dream alive. But fate puts it into his own hands, and this little raccoon that could knocks out.
Oh my God, Cooper! Cooper!
Speedly's next.
Stay on the point.
Takes one away. Vespa's arrived on the Venom, but fate's brought out the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier, and Rajro's already teleported back. Energy for next to go. Nero brought up the play, but there's nothing to be done. They're not on the cart, Ryan.
45 meters, pretty much a 20-minute trip in New York if you're sort of taxiing around. Might not be enough in the end for NAVI. The line was drawn for them, and it's just a little bit extra. A push through, and you find yourself in that grand finals, a best of 7 later, and Team Liquid CITADEL sent through the absolute
still winnable, chat. Still winnable.
That is hungry for a revenge matchup in a full blossomed BO5.
Still winnable, chat.
And then potentially a matchup against these guys again later on. Terra is 60-9, which is more than double the eliminations of anybody, like the main player being Energy on the other side. He is involved.
It's time to raise the walls, draw up the drawbridge. They're called Citadel for a reason. Odysseus and Agamemnon stand at the gates of Troy. The Citadel must stand.
And for NAVI, it's a very similar call of just push on through, break their ranks, as Liquid CITADEL are going to be screaming, hold. 1 minute and 7 seconds, it's doable.
60-9,
but there has
dude.
to be some big moments. Rajaro's been involved in near enough all of the main notes of this Midtown. Let's see if there's going to be any Broadway performances from Liquid.
Still winnable.
Will it be a funeral dirge for America's last hope? Looking towards the sky, Rajro just down on the ground. The nitty-gritty, always stuck in where he's supposed to be. Polly's just taking so much poke to begin with.
If Liquid Citadel loses this,
coming around the back, the Wolverine's already made
I think this is their best shot on trying to win, like the to go to the grand finals, Jack. If they lose this, they have to go play another best of 5 in the lower bracket, and on top of that, they're gonna have to play another best of 7 if they win that. That's a lot of Marvel, bro. I don't know if they have the stamina.
Reserve, patient play.
Terra almost taken down by the arrayed fire of Team Liquid Citadel, but they can't disengage. They have no more mulligans. They have no more meters to give. Polly's been taken down by Terra, instantly revived by the BRB. The battle recall beacon means the battle keeps on going.
20 seconds, chat. 20 seconds. Come on. Come on.
The vulnerability that Polly gave is too much to try and bear right now. A wrap around the upside.
Come on, Liquid. Tie it up. Tie it up. Tie it up.
Holding on as overtime is about to hit, but Energy's found
they got the first pick. They got the first pick. They have some. They have ults. They have ults. They have ults. Nice, huge ult on the point. Come on, guys.
Now Trust Me goes through the club, but Energy's parried it with a self bubble right now. Veswa getting involved. The Apex Predator around the outside.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Americas, are these your kings? Are these your gods? Because Nasus and Jay3 are born to win, and they remember.
What casting, bro?
The super team takes a loss in an upper bracket final again, but on the biggest stage against the biggest squad. Like we mentioned, Terra,
I can't believe
Boba
got a prediction over me.
Always in these moments. But MVPs aplenty. Jerky finally unleashed as
definitely
the real
deserved,
flex
bro.
with
Definitely
the X factor
deserved.
right
That's
at
crazy.
the end of it. But the front line of a